Okay, here we are. I imagine that our attendees will be joining us soon.
Yes, I actually see that we've got a couple of people already with us. So everybody's
Yeah,
starting to jump in.
yeah,
You guys know
hello.
that we love the chat box, so make sure you're utilizing the chat box as far as any questions that you might have or any comments that you have coming up. I will do the moderating for Meg while she is educating you all on 12 reasons you need a manager.
Hello, everybody. Everybody's jumping on. Shamika, hey, girl.
Mhm.
How's everybody doing today? Yes, absolutely. Utilize the chat box, guys. We want to hear from you today. We're so excited. I'm really super excited. You know, this is going to be a really fun opportunity. Hello, Shamika, for all of us to take a look at some management. Oh my gosh, what do we really need to know? Darla, hey girl, what do we really need to know about the 12 reasons that we need a manager and then some, right? I always say that there's more than probably 12 reasons, but we're going to list the 12 today. Hello, everybody. It is so good to see you all coming on. Yay. Hey, Connie, Dina, Gwen, put in the chat box. Hey guys, put in the chat box your name, where you're from, what salon you're with. That would be really awesome. This is a really great way for us to stay connected and be connected. We really want to form a community. And having you guys share in the chat box where you're all from just allows us to be, even though we're far apart, we're together, right? It's a really cool thing, right, Courtney? We want to be able to be together. Regina from Kentucky. Hey,
Awesome.
Regina. Awesome. Great. Yes. Great. Michigan's in the house, Connie. Yeah, we got Kim, our very own Kim Gibson is from Michigan. Very cool. Yeah, put in the chat box where you're from. And we're going to get this party started.
Absolutely.
So let me get my screen all set up.
All right, while Meg is doing that, I will just sort of start with a little bit of information. You all are probably familiar with webinars that we do here at Empowering You Consulting. My name is Courtney Sutton. I'm the Executive Assistant for Empowering You Consulting, and I'm going to be your moderator today for this webinar. So first, just want to let you get settled in, turn off any distractions that you may have, get a notebook so that you can take some notes. As far as all the information that's going to be provided for you today. Meg King is our presenter today, and she's actually going to be talking to us about 12 reasons that you need a manager.
Hey, Courtney, can I just
Yeah,
check in with you with the screen that you're seeing?
just seeing the two faces, you and I.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure that I got my swap right.
I'll let you know when I
So
see the webinar or when I see the PowerPoint.
that's why I have the PowerPoint up, and that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's not here. It's not in my view.
Okay, let me see again. So what I'm going to do is share screen. Sorry about that, guys. I think I did it this way.
There we go.
There we are. Yay. You guys see it all now? You see my face?
You sure do.
Oh, cool. So, you know, today is going to be a really great conversation, guys. And first of all, I want to tell you, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. And I'm really, really super honored to be able to work with Amy Carter and the team at Empowering You and to be able to bring you another great webinar. Like, this is such a great thing that we're up to doing. And I'm so honored that you have decided to take the next 30 minutes to be with me and Courtney and to have this really great conversation about the reasons that you need a manager. Now, I don't know about any of you, but here's a little bit of a story for me. I'll never forget, you know, feeling like as a salon owner that I was running a 3-ring circus. You guys know what I mean, right? Like I am managing the juggling of the balls, I'm spinning the plates, and I'll never forget coming home and saying to my husband, you know what? I think I need to go to circus school. Now he looked at me a little sideways, like, what are you talking about, Meg? I said, you know what? All I feel like I do is juggle balls and spin plates all day, but I keep dropping them. And maybe if I go to circus school, they'll teach me how to keep the plates up and the juggle and the balls going. Like, really, seriously. And he turned around, he says, well, maybe you just need a manager. Maybe you need to hire some help. And guess what? He was right. But one of the things that was a little scary for me was, where did I start? Where do you begin? Like, I know I needed help, but that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the help and really get you set up to where you need to begin. What's next for you? So today we're going to identify some really great traits and powerful, powerful mindset of what it takes to be a manager. The mindset of really great leadership and identifying the real role of the manager, the real ideal role that's going to support your business, lead your team, and lead them to success. But here's the thing. The real important part is that we're actually going to support our managers up for success. Because here's one thing that I realize is that people don't come pre-wired. They don't come predetermined like, oh yeah, this is how I do it. They don't know. So that's what we're going to go through today. So there's some of you who know who I am, and there's others who don't. And I'm just going to share my story. Some of you know my story. But I've been in this industry since 1977, working in the industry since 1977. I'm going to be 60 this weekend. That's a long time that I've been in this industry, and I'm feeling old. However, one of the things that I want you to know is, in my experience of being in this industry as a salon owner, a manager, a technician, is I've learned a lot of different things, and I've had a lot of different experiences. But one of the experiences that I had was actually an experience that saved my business. I literally woke up one day and got a call from my banker saying that there was no money in my account, none. The IRS had actually come in and wiped me out. Like, how do they do that? I don't know. Yes, I had a bad accountant. He was embezzling my money. Fast forward, guess what? It was really about me and what I didn't know and what I needed to know. I signed up to be a stylist, not necessarily a business owner. But I was in that lowest of low moments, realizing that I love this industry and I loved my business, and I was going to do whatever I needed to do to keep it going. And I hired a coach and consultant who helped me put systems and structures in place, who helped me devise methods of training and supporting my team and my manager to help me grow my business. Fast forward, I don't have my salon anymore. I made a life-altering strategic business decision. And that decision was to become a coach and consultant and to be a part of the Empowering You team and to be able to really bring what I know, what I learned, and all of the training that I've had through all of these years, working with Amy Carter and the rest of the team at Empowering You, supporting people like you across the country to have the dream that you want, the business that you want. My nightmare did turn into my dream eventually, and that's what I want to do for you. You know, my mother truly is an amazing lady, and I can go into a long story about her right now, but I won't. But one of the things that she shared with me, and that this quote really resonates for me, is that there are countless unseen details, and often the only difference between success and not success, mediocre and magnificent, the only difference is the attention that is paid to it. My mother used to say to me, Meg, the devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. And what that meant was that if I didn't pay attention to the details, there was going to be hell to pay. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, oh my God, whoops, didn't get that one. And now I'm going back and cleaning up the mess, right? Thanks for the happy birthday, by the way, too. But what I really learned from this quote too, is that the details is where the magic happens, guys. The details and paying attention to the details can make you and all that you do, everything that you're up to, truly, truly shine. But a lot of times, this is the way we feel, right? Put in the chat box, yes, if this is what you feel. Like, oh my gosh, I'm in overwhelm. How do I do this? I've been working with my client, Nick, for the past few years now. And in several of our conversations was that, Meg, I feel like I'm in a constant overwhelm. Like, I have to do it all. I have to be it all. And I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. You guys get what I'm talking about, right? That I'm sure Nick is not alone, by all means. Please give a shout out to Nick. No, you're not alone, right? Yes, we're in this together and we feel this way. But one of the things that I worked with Nick was getting clear about him as a leader was one thing for sure, but also that he needed a manager. And by hiring a manager and putting systems in place, and by coming to B School, which we're getting ready for, if you guys don't know yet, it's coming up in June, our 3-day B School. By bringing his manager to B School and putting his other leaders, he's got a big team, he had to put his other leaders through some training too, which was our Power Up Your Leadership, so that they could really learn how to be powerful leaders inside of his organization. What's happened and what he shared with me is that now they're all on the same page. They've all learned different things, but they're all on the same page and they're able to support the bigger picture. So I know that this is how we all feel, and it's not like, hey, we learn something and it goes away. We get back into overwhelm quite easily. Would you guys agree? But a lot of that is because it's where we're spending our time. Where does the time go? One of Nick's concerns was, I don't have time to train a manager. I'm like, but you can't do everything yourself. And we can't be an expert at everything. And once that time is gone, guys, we never, ever get it back. Gone is gone is gone when time is gone, right? You get that. And what I like to see and what I like to work with my clients is, where are they spending their time doing things that maybe somebody else could be doing, so that they could spend their more their valuable time doing the things that are valuable for the business. But where does the time go also leads into, how many hats are we wearing? Like, really, guys, put in the chat box, how many hats do you think that you as an owner, if you're an owner, or you even as a manager, hey, how about you as a front desk, anybody in this organization, how many hats? Put some numbers out there. I want to see some numbers in the chat box. How many hats do you think it takes? 8+. Yeah, it takes a lot of hats. Guess what? Here's all the hats that it takes and more. Because if you are a service provider, as well as an owner, wow, look at that hat too. And when we're working behind the chair, we're not able to spend the time in one of these areas or in any of these areas, then we drop the balls. But here's the thing, you cannot be good at everything, right? You can't be the expert. So I want you guys to look at each one of these areas. What's your job on this chart? If you were to put your job, which one resonates to you as your job? And on top of this job, we also have being a mom, husband, wife, son, daughter, daddy, whatever it is. What do you think resonates for you on this chart? Put some things in the chat box, guys. Please share, by all means. We can't be perfect in all of these areas, right? So now what we're going to take a look at, remember I talked to you a little bit about Nick with it as leadership. We had to put the mirror on the leadership. Finances, yes, Shelley, finances. Training, yes. But if we're spending time in each one of those areas, or one of those areas, other areas are being dropped. So we have to take a look at ourselves as a leader. So listen, we've all had good leaders in our lives, I would imagine. What are some areas, what are some qualities and traits? Let me put it that way. What are some qualities and traits that it takes to be a good leader? I've got some up here already, but maybe you guys can add to them. We have integrity, communication, respect, and gratitude. Taking a great leader. Leaders actually help shape our business. right? That we really have the privilege of working with a great leader. We're working with a great business. But what are some red flags of a poor leader? Put in the chat box, what are some red flags of a poor leader? Something that maybe you've experienced in your past jobs. Maybe it's something that you've experienced in any kind of organization, wherever it might be. It doesn't have to be the salon industry. Laziness, ego. Yeah, poor leadership comes down to really no vision. There's no accountability. The follow through, just there's the balls being dropped. Hey, that was me. That was me. I was the poor leader and dropping all the balls. But I also like this one too, the closed mindedness, that a poor leader is just all like funnel vision, right? Versus tunnel vision versus funnel vision, right? That we're really looking at the broader picture. So what's one of these areas that you say that you as a manager or an owner, whoever you are on this call, what's one of these areas that you say that you could use some improvement on? And it could be from any one of these lists. Would it be integrity? Would it be in communication? What do you see? Put in the chat box. What's one area out of this list that you would like to improve upon? Because here's what I want you to know. We've got your back. We've got your support. Right? We can really support you in our Power Up Your Leadership with our B School. We're getting ready to do our B School. So if little vision, if we're not really sure where we're going, hey, the first day of B School, we're spending time working on your vision. I see follow up and follow through, communication. Yeah, we have tools to support you guys. You do not have to do this alone. So let's take a look at some of the 12 signs. We're going to start with 6 of them. The 12 signs that it really takes to understand that, yes, hey, guess what? I need to hire a manager. You know what? I know how this was for me, and I know how it is when I talk to my clients across the board. 24/7, working 24/7, right? We're on our phones, we're on our computers, we're spending time talking with team, we're doing all of these things. And it just puts us into this consistent overwhelm, right? That we're always trying to catch up on one thing, whether it be laundry, whether it be inventory, it doesn't matter. We're always trying to catch up and we're dropping the balls. And here's the thing, I don't know, but I felt like back to my circus that I needed to go to circus college. It was either that or I needed to go to be a fireman, because I felt like all I was doing was putting out fires. And I wasn't really able to spend the time to really build the opportunities to build revenue, opportunities to train team, opportunities to really spend time in the things that I like and that I'm good at. So those are the top 6. Hey, let's look at the next top 6, the top 12, as we say. This is an important thing that I think that we all have to really get clear about, is where our business is going. Is it growing? Are we just staying the same? Are we slipping backwards? What's really happening inside of our business means that we have to take the focus off of the doing, and put it into wow, where are we and who are we being about it? That we're really making sure that we're taking care of our well-being, that we're taking care of our team, that our clients are being satisfied. We don't want those customer complaints piling up, that's for sure. That's a big sign that something's not right inside of our culture, right? And, if you've ever had that experience, I just talked to a client earlier today, and she said, if anything happened to me, I would have to close my doors because I'm running the show. So if you're the revenue producer, if you're running the show and you can't take the time to stay on top of your daily things and supporting your team and being that dream maker, then that's the sign that you need a manager. Now, let's just do a little bit of dreaming. Let's do a little dream. What if you really hired a manager? What would you do with all of that extra time? Put in the chat box, like, what would you guys do? What would you do with your extra time if you had the manager that you want, or the manager that you had the training and the insight that is needed to help you to have your back? Travel, we've got travel, spend time growing the business. Yeah. How about balancing those budgets? Oh my gosh. Really making sure that we're growing our business. I love the fact that we have an opportunity to be day makers, to be dream owners, to make sure that our team is growing, taking better care of ourselves, but also tapping into our team's dream. But yes, taking a vacation. Vacation is key, that's for sure. This is my client, Risa. I met Risa a couple years ago at the Charlotte show. And one of the things that Risa was up to was changing her business from a booth rent business to a commission employee-based business. It was a big job, and she was in overwhelm. And I said, listen, Risa, we got to set you up with support. Yes, I'm going to support you as your coach, but we actually need to have you set up with day-to-day support. And that means hiring a manager. She hired Abby, and Abby went through my Masterful Managers program. And with Abby going through that, it's a 6-month deep dive. It's a deep dive supporting managers and really understanding the systems and structures of business, but also helping them to coach team. And by putting Abby through the Masterful Managers program, she was able to not only grow her numbers and build her team, but she was able to take a vacation. Woohoo! Clap it out for clap it out for Risa. I mean, that's really awesome, right? So that's what we want to look at for you too. But here's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of things that stop us from hiring a manager. And I know that you know what's stopping you, but only you know what's stopping you. What is stopping you? Put it in the chat box. What are some things that really stops you from hiring a manager? The biggest thing is fear. Fear of hiring the wrong person is probably the number one thing to do. Number one fear. Fear of that and fear of training and change. Oh my gosh, that means I'm going to have to do something different. Here's what I want you to know though, that successful leaders all take the time to face their fears, because what they realize is on the opposite side, on the other side of that fear is opportunity, is possibility, is growth. And so when we get stopped and we start playing small because I'm afraid of hiring the wrong person, or, hey, what would I do with my time, which we just went through, like there's lots of stuff that you can do with your time. We actually need to take a look and say, wait a minute, what's on the other side of that? And how do I really hire the right person? So hiring the right person is what we're going to go into. And we're going to look at the potential of hiring the right person. But hiring the right person takes time. I love Richard Branson. I love this quote that hiring the right people takes time, the right questions, and a healthy dose of curiosity. Guys, we have to get very clear about what we want, who we want, and curiosity about that person that we're going to bring into our organization. The hiring process is all about finding the person to fit your culture. Culture is key. And having a great culture allows you to have the potential for growth. So we're going to look at some potential here, right? That we're leading people and that we manage things. But as a leadership, as a successful person in leadership, we're looking for two key areas: personal potential and people potential. These are so important when we're looking as a leadership and who we're hiring. So the first part is really understanding your vision. Remember, I told you B-School's coming up. Your vision, your mission, and your values. If you're not crystal clear, we then can't have that right fit, understand exactly what we want either. So we need to spend the time on the personal potential. Is there personal potential that they can lead from the vision, the values, the mission, then to really build and develop the team behind that. So let's look at leading with personal potential. The first three are really about the systems, right? That we're organizing things, we've got systems in place. People know exactly what's expected of them. Nobody wants to go to work or work in an organization with like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. We actually have to have clarity about the organization and the systems and the structures inside of our business. And the last three here, the listening, motivating, empowering, what do you think that's really about? It's really about supporting our culture. It's about making sure that we can inspire other people, have them rise and live up into our culture so that they can actually reach their potential. We want to get to know who they are. So we're leading. This is the leadership part of personal potential. And then managing with people potential. Remember, we lead people and we manage things, but there's the managing of people potential comes to being that teacher, that coach, that mentor, that support network, that person who is going to really dive into some personal conversations, helping team to discover and uncover what their passion is, to keep them passionate about this industry. We've talked about that on our webinars. We've got to be able to stay passionate about what we do. We've got to guide others in really understanding that it takes steps to get to the next level, to accomplish everything that they want to have. And this also is about making sure that everybody's on our boat. Remember, culture is about our boat. We want to make sure everybody's understanding what's expected and that they have all the information needed to stay on our boat. So remember, effective leaders and managers have the ability to do what? Develop their people potential. So now we know that this is the kind of person that we're looking for. This is what we want. Let's look at some interviewing to win. Okay, there's a system for interviewing, and we've talked about interviews in our past webinars, and we go and dive into this in B School with recruiting. Like, we're really setting up a system for interviewing. You know, no matter how cool we want to look like, we actually need to make sure that everybody understands the workings that's going on in the background, what's expected of them. And we talk about the job description. You know, here's the thing. I love what this slide says, that 69% of employees are more likely to stay with the company if their experience of onboarding is great. So what does that say? We got to put our best foot forward. We have to be crystal clear. So everybody's going to be getting a copy. If you registered for this webinar, you're going to be getting a copy of this tool. This tool is the manager's job description. It is detailed. You can use what you need, take away what you don't need, make it yours by all means. But these are some of the areas that we really want to support our manager in understanding about what their job role is going to be all about. And when we hire them, like now that we got them, we're going to set them up with clear, defined goals. We actually have to set them up with goals that they know that they have to hit in order to make the company successful and for them to be bonused. So Risa, my client Nick, they've all set their managers up with bonuses so that it allows them to share in the growth and the profitability of business. We have to have a growth plan for our managers. It's not like, hey, here, throw you to the wolves. Once you hire them, we need to have training. So far we've talked about B School. We've talked about Power Up Your Leadership. Leadership is so important. Power Up Your Leadership really allows you to look at you, who you are as a leader, and to be able to communicate properly with your team and support them in a powerful way. And then we also have the Masterful Managers, where we're really going to dive deep into that 6-month program. So having a teaching program behind them and focusing on specific areas that you need to grow one step at a time. You can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. right? You guys get that, right? So this is Naomi. Naomi works for my client, Mary. And what's really cool is that Naomi went through our Masterful Managers program. And I spent 6 months working with her and Sarah from Morgan Ford Spa. And it was great. And what Naomi really learned was that she's got a knack for supporting her team. She developed great communication skills. And what's really cool is that pre-COVID, hey, listen, guys, we're talking pre-COVID numbers. As a pre-COVID number, they were projected to have a yearly increase of $107,000. That's a lot of money. And it's because Naomi was really spending time to work with the team and to support them in growing this company. So this is a very cool thing for Naomi. So as a recap, what did we learn today? You know, we can't be everything. We can't be all people to everybody. We can't be experts on everything. We can't be everywhere at one time. We just can't. Try as we might, split ourselves in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't work, right? And, you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of saying, I need support. Let me put it that way. There's no shame in asking for support. There's no shame in saying, I can't do this by myself. We weren't meant to do this by ourselves. No big industry leader does their job by themselves. They have a tribe behind them, whether it be coaches, leaders, managers, doesn't matter. They've got support. And that we really focus on the potential of people. Focus on managing the people from their potential, making sure that we have really clear systems in place, that we have an interviewing process that allows us to get to know who we want first, and then gets us to ask key questions and support ourselves in hiring the right person, that we have a clear job description. That's key. Nobody wants to start working for anybody without understanding what's expected of them. And you guys remember, you're getting that tool, and Courtney put the link in the chat box. So by all means, you know, utilize that. And that we're setting them up with clear goals for success, and giving them the training and the support that they need for success. Here's the thing, guys. Without good leaders, even the best teams fall apart, but with a good leader, anything is possible. Remember, possibility lives outside of our comfort zone. So when we're facing our fears, it's what's possible is beyond that. And that good leaders can really take the heat and the hits and still guide the team for the end goal, because it's the culture that they're supporting. They're not looking at it as anything more than really upholding the values, the beliefs, and the vision of the company. So this has been great. Oh my gosh, I feel like that we have breezed through this. And our time is up, but I want to hear from you. What is the value that you're walking away with? What kind of questions, comments? I see that somebody had requested to go back a slide. I'm sorry I missed that, but yes, this is being recorded. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat box. What are you walking away with from today's class here, our 30 minutes together? And while you're putting that in the chat box, here's some the way that you can contact me. That you can email me, you can call me, you can go to my Calendly link. Feel free to call me, text me, email me, whichever works for you is really fine. And be sure that you follow us, the Empowering You team. Follow us on Instagram. We have our Facebook, Empowering You Salon and Spa Owners page, group page. Request to join. We'll let you part of our tribe. We want you all in our community. So please make sure that you are, you know, connecting in with us, connecting in with each other. Guys, you know, what's Chad? Oh, lead people, manage things. That's been the value for you. Thanks. I want to take this restart that we're getting now to become a new owner, starting with my new hire of a manager. You go, Jen Reed. So clips and tips, definitely need a manager. I did have a business coach, but he's not in the business. It's so difficult. Well, we got you. If you need to have a little strategy session, guys, 30 minutes. We're doing 30-minute complimentary strategy sessions. I'd love to have the opportunity to talk to you. It's possible to grow my salon with the right training and consultant. Yes, thanks for sharing. Shelly, I have a conversation with my manager on how I can support her better. Great. Yes. Awesome. Amazing results. What amazing results a manager can bring. Thanks, Upper Hand. And that there's a more organized way to hire a manager. Yes. Yes. Guys, it's been great. I'm so excited that we've had our time together, and I am looking forward to seeing you on our Instagram and seeing you in our Facebook page. And I just want to wish you all a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye.